guys, it's Damien. This is Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 10th of May, 2021 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Monday Night Raw. And I'm going to say it right now. Bored with tonight's Raw. I was pretty dang bored with tonight's Monday Night Raw. And if I'm going to be 100% honest, there may have been twice I almost dozed off. Yeah. Almost fell asleep watching this show. Don't remember the last time that actually happened, where I was so just disconnected from the show that I was just like, yep, let's go to bed. Twice. I didn't actually doze off. Like, I didn't fall asleep during this show. But there was times where if I wasn't paying attention, keeping notes, and really needing to know what was happening, yeah, I would have fell asleep. I would have been like, oh, shit, I just missed 10 minutes. So that's obviously an issue because the show was so boring that it almost put me to sleep. And it also didn't help with the way they fucking started the show. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW, PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. The first way you can help us out is by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel to help us out as well. One of two different ways. You can help us out with either a tiered subscription, or if you say, I want to subscribe, I want to help you out, but I don't have the extra funds. Do you pay Amazon for Amazon Prime, Amazon Video, all those Amazon services? Well, if you do, then you get a free Amazon Gaming subscription. Not only does Amazon Gaming sometimes give you free games, give you DLC for games as well, but also gives you one free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to support throughout the month, and I'd greatly appreciate it. We'd greatly appreciate it if you use that one free subscription on us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. On the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, remember you can help us out a couple different ways there as well. If you're in the live chat, you can help us with a super chat or a super sticker donation. All super chat donations do get read live on the air. Also, you can subscribe to the channel as a channel member to get early access to podcasts, non-news videos, exclusive news, and you get a badge next to your name, as well as some emojis you can use in the live chat. Also, if you want to help us out directly, you can always help us out at patreon.com/PW Unlimited. But with that, we've got Monday Night Raw to talk about that started off with a 6-woman tag. And this just was not the way to go to open up your show. Boy, was this wrong. So, I guess Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, not Sonya Deville, why did I say that? Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke got some new music. Thank you, New Jeffrey, for the subscription. 7 months in a row on Twitch. Really do appreciate that, my guy. But like the first 10 minutes of this were just utter trash. Less than 2 minutes into the match, all 6 women were already in the ring arguing. By the time we get to like 5-6 minutes into it, all of a sudden we hear Alexa Bliss's music hit. We look over and Bliss is on her swing set at the top of the ramp. Bliss then says that she's here with Lily because they need to keep their eye on someone. All 6 women argue in the ring, and we go to commercial break, and I go, fuck. How many people ain't coming back after that 10 minutes? Like, literally, garbage 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes of the show was garbage. I would not be surprised if many people turn that show off after that commercial. Like, we get the first commercial of the show, and some go, what's on ABC? Has NBC got anything good going right now? Because that's what I would think. But regardless, come back from the commercial, and the heels are in control. Bliss continued to watch from the stage. She had her playground and all that stuff, even graphics behind her on the screen. Then Shayna Baszler's leg just randomly gives out as she's trying to walk to her corner. It like starts doing this. Right? And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And like, I don't know if maybe Alexa's supposed to possess her body or something, but she starts, like, she can't move. Asuka gets tagged in. Asuka hits her with the Shining Wizard and pins her. So they get Shayna out of the ring, and she's selling the wrong leg for starters. Because when she did the whole thing in the ring, it was her left leg. Then you see Reginald and Nia with her at ringside. And she's like hitting her right leg, trying to get like feeling back into it or whatever. And it's like, couldn't even sell the correct fucking leg. Let's not do this again. So that Flair then lays out Asuka in the middle of the ring with a boot. The rest of the women just stared at Alexa and the puppet. Utter fucking trash. Also during this match, a graphic pop up. This is Jeff Hardy will be taking on Jinder Mahal. And I said, am I watching main event? That match happened last week on main event. So, yeah. In the back, Riddle met up with the New Day. They got an 8-man tag coming up, so they talked about different things they can do in their match. Kofi was delighted to hear that Randy Orton has been a good tag team partner for Riddle. And Riddle also said, he literally said, hey, thanks, guys, for giving me the application to become a tag team with Randy. You know, you can't be a real tag team in WWE until you apply for it. And Kofi's just like, yeah, unlike those fraudulent champions, AJ Styles and Omos. And I go, we're really doing this? You have to apply for a tag team license and be a registered tag team? If that's the case, then strip them of the fucking belts. This is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. You're not a registered tag team, so you're fraudulent champions. Just dumb. What do we call how funny it was seeing Orton doused in tomatoes last week? Only to realize that Orton, well, standing right behind him, isn't making fun of him. Kingston admitted that he thought it was pretty funny as well. Woods and Riddle thought so as well. Orton told Riddle that the things he found funny were ending people's careers, taking out legends, kicking others in the head, and setting them on fire. That's what's funny to me. MVP approaches Braun Strowman in his personal locker room in the back. Strowman told him, get out. MVP remained in. Reminded him the McIntyre cost him his match last week, and Lashley may need to do a little payback. MVP told him that McIntyre has already had his opportunity and basically was trying to convince Braun to take out Drew before the pay-per-view. It was announced that Damien Priest will go one-on-one with The Miz at Backlash, and they all meet in Adam Pearce's locker room. It's Pierce, Priest, Miz, and Morrison. And we're in the locker room, and Priest goes, I got a good idea. How about we had a stipulation to this match? And Priest is like, okay, well, how do we figure that out? And then realize that, okay, Priest is taking on John Morrison tonight. So if Priest wins, he gets to pick the stip. If Morrison wins, Miz and Morrison get to pick the stip for the match at WrestleMania Backlash. Miz is like, no, I don't like that. And Priest is like, well, I think it's a good idea. And all of a sudden, Morrison just goes, all right, we accept. You're going to get a little drizzle from the drip later on tonight. Let's go, Miz. And Miz is all kinds of mad and upset. Jinder Mahal cut a promo in the back. Said he's happy to be back. He's a former WWE champion. He's always flanked with good help, I guess you could say. And he's here with the new Indus share, Veer and Shanky. Now, if you say that's not the same guy that was an Indus share before, why does one of those guys look different? Well, One of the guys looked different because he ain't with the company anymore after he basically put out a picture that was a spoiler when Keith Lee won the NXT Championship. But this match here went about 3.25, 3 minutes, 25 seconds or so. Jinder Mahal versus Jeff Hardy, basically a clone of the match they had on main event. Mahal blocked a twist of fate at one point, hit a knee strike and a coloss to pick up the victory. Jeff tried to mount some offense, but really didn't get much in. They showed Sonya Deville in the back meeting with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte's already back in regular clothes. Elias and Jackson Riker had some tomatoes, and they devised a plan to get back at the New Day. Styles almost approached and said, "No, we ain't doing that stupid shit." Elias was about to perform a song, and AJ goes, "Cut it out. No, we don't need any of that either." Styles liked his music, but suggested they take things a little more serious tonight. Almost crushed a tomato with his hand and said that would be their opponents later on, or actually next. Going forward, we had an 8-man tag team match. It was Riddle, Orton, Kingston, Woods taking on the team of Elias, Jackson Riker, AJ Styles, and Omos. Match went about 12 minutes. Also, guys, remember, if you want to be part of the show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. The number is scrolling across the bottom of the screen down here and in the live chat in case you want to give me your thoughts on tonight's Monday Night Raw. So Elias started the match off, but almost entered, got in trouble, and easily took down Riddle and Kingston. He stared at Orton as they went to break less than 2 minutes into this match. And we come back as the second hour of the show is getting kicked off. So Elias was in control over Riddle after the break. I have no idea what happened during the break because there's no picture-in-picture for Monday Night Raw. Woods tagged in, and the New Day double-teamed AJ. Woods had to fight off Elias at one point, which allowed Styles to slam him and tag in Riker. He worked over Woods for a while until he finally, as Adnan Virk remarked, tagged in Riddle. Riddle gave Elias a broke Derek, but almost broke up the pin. Almost blind tagged in as Riddle came off the top, but almost swatted him out of midair. Styles was down on the mats at one point. No. Yeah. And New Day was trying to come after them at ringside. A lot of stuff happened that was kind of nonsense at ringside, and it caused Omos to leave the ring and march towards them. This then allowed Orton to give Elias an RKO and pin him to pick up the victory. So they're all celebrating, and New Day celebrating. Riddle's all happy. He tries to raise Orton's arm, and Orton didn't have any of it. And then all of a sudden, Xavier Woods takes an RKO. Then all of a sudden, Kofi Kingston takes an RKO. And I swear to God, Riddle looks at Orton and goes, "Bro, you can't do that. That's why we don't have any friends." Whatever. It's a funny line, but it just didn't hit for me. So in the back, Sonya Deville met with Asuka and Rhea Ripley. She said she was given an idea earlier in the night that she thinks is a good idea. Rhea and Asuka should face off tonight. And Rhea's like, "No, I'm not doing that. I know where you got the idea. Charlotte don't make the rules here." And she's like, "I'm not at liberty to disclose who I got this idea from." And Rhea's just like, "No, I'm not doing it." And Asuka goes, "I've already wrestled tonight, but I'll fight you because I'm ready for Rhea." And Rhea's just like, "You know what? Screw it. Sure, why not? Like, I'll beat you just like I beat you at WrestleMania." From the back, Kevin Patrick asked Lashley what he planned on proving tonight. MVP goes, "Whoa, what the hell are you doing here? You're going to barge into our locker room, not even knock on the door, and then ask the champ for his strategy? No, bro. No, bro." Lashley said that he beat Strowman and he would beat McIntyre. Patrick asked about reports of MVP offering Strowman a proposal, and I go, what fucking reports? You saw him walk into the locker room. They talked a little bit. Okay, cool, whatever. Don't say there's reports. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? MVP blew him off and was just like, get out of here. So, before his match, Sheamus cut a promo mocking U.S. champions of the past who offered open challenges and said, you have to earn opportunities. He also made a crack about Vernk being out of his element on commentary. He said Humberto Carrillo would try to earn an opportunity tonight, but he would instead get a brogue kick. This match went 9 minutes, and it basically ended because the ref had to stop the match. The Carrillo tried a baseball slide, but Sheamus caught him, sort of, and yanked him out of the ring. He then chucked him into the barricade, which led to a break about a minute and a half into this match. After the break, Sheamus was fully in control, and Carrillo brought him down with the top rope Hurricane Rana. Carrillo followed this up with the sunset flip powerbomb to the outside, but Sheamus landed right on top of him. Very awkward landing. Carrillo then said something to the referee. The ref immediately counted the two out, and we ended the match. And apparently, Carrillo did, at least in the moment, think he was hurt. So they went straight to a finish. They called the match because they thought Humberto hurt himself. I haven't heard anything on if he actually is injured or not, but the belief during the match is that he may have been hurt and they needed to just get the match over with. It was not supposed to end like that. Double count out was the way it went. The video package for Lucha House Party. Maybe they're getting a push. I don't know. We then get the same Eva Marie video from last week before we go into Shelton Benjamin versus Cedric Alexander. This match went 4 minutes and 22 seconds, and this is the first time on the show where I go, I need to stay awake. This is when I started going, this is boring. This is going to put me to sleep. They still both wore their Hurt Business gear, even though they haven't been in Hurt Business for a month. Fucking dumb. Can't get new gear. But they each entered to their own music. Well, Alexander wrenched Benjamin's arm in the ropes, then his leg with the dragon screw, and Cedric is just screaming at Shelton the entire time as Adnan Vernk is like, Prime Alexander is on a roll right now. And I'm just like, why do you call him that? Who has ever fucking called him that before this Adnan Vernk guy? Nobody was calling him Prime Alexander before Adnan Vernk, or whatever his name, Adnan Vernk. Anyways. Cedric basically beats the shit out of Shelton through most of this match, to be completely honest. Alexander hit him with a suicide dive, but Benjamin countered a second one with a knee lift. Alexander responded with a neutralizer. Alexander then dared Benjamin to get up. Benjamin suddenly caught him with a T-bone suplex and picked up the victory. Like, Shelton got his ass beat for most of this match and then just pins him. Hits him with the move and pins him. It was all right. Again, this is where I started to go, if I'm not actually focusing, I would have fell asleep. Because I got a little like, what the hell? Then they had a replay of Angel Garza kicking the Rose into Drew Gulak's booty hole from last week. Vernk even acknowledged that Garza had planned on sticking the Rose right up his butt. Garza was doing a photo shoot in the back when he was confronted by Gulak, who was pissed off that Garza embarrassed and humiliated him last week. Garza said he didn't care, and he threatened to shove it down his throat next time. They got the Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley against Asuka in a non-title match with Charlotte Flair on commentary. They sometimes show facts of the wrestlers, like when they're entering on their graphics. And with Rhea Ripley, it said, just 24 years old. Okay, cool. So they're wrestling when Charlotte does come out. Charlotte didn't come out at the beginning. She came out like a minute or two in, which also led to a commercial break after Asuka hit Rhea with a back fist. We come back as Charlotte's on commentary as Ripley regained control. Asuka came back with a sliding knee on the apron. Ripley chucked Asuka outside the ring as she went face-to-face with Charlotte. Ripley attacked Asuka from behind and followed this up with a Northern Light suplex into a 2-count pin. Asuka countered a Riptide into a code breaker, which is actually a cool looking spot. Ripley rolled outside the ring and decided to confront Charlotte Flair. Asuka flew in with a running hip attack off the announce table and followed this up with a missile dropkick off the top for a 2. Ripley came right back with a kick to the head and a Riptide to pick up the pinfall victory. Ripley posed with her belt as Charlotte applauded. Go. McIntyre then told Kevin Patrick, that is in the back, that he wasn't planning on getting involved in the main event last week, but Strowman provoked him. No, he didn't. Strowman went to run at Bobby. Bobby moved, countered, dipped out the way, and he tripped and fell on you. He didn't provoke McIntyre, especially because McIntyre provokes. So if you guys didn't see it last week, Braun was doing this. Let's run around the ring and attack my opponent with the shoulder block. Well, Bobby moves and he crashes into Drew sitting on commentary. So Drew gets up and he shoves Braun off and goes, "Get the hell off of me!" And Braun goes, "Excuse me," like trying to tell him it was an accident. And so McIntyre yells at Braun again. "Oh, you wanna come at me?" And so Braun shoves Drew and goes, "It was an accident." And then that's when McIntyre gets involved in the fucking match last week. Like, he provoked me. No, he fucking didn't provoke you. He accidentally ran into you and his opponent sidestepped him, you fucking goof. Anyways, he said he was provoked last week, blah, 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 blah. That it wasn't his fault that Strowman got speared, but it was his fault that they both got laid out with claymores. McIntyre admitted that he was toast if Strowman and Lashley teamed up together. McIntyre planned on connecting with claymores tonight and at WrestleMania Backlash to become the WWE champion once again. Looking at Damien Priest versus John Morrison, another time where I kind of started dozing off, where I go, gotta stay awake even though this show is boring. There's a spot where Morrison caught Priest right in the face with a knee, and Morrison checked on him to make sure he was okay, basically, as he's covering him. I'm like, oh, he hit him hard. Stiffed him. The Miz pulled Morrison out of the ring as they regrouped, but Priest shoved him right back in. At one point, Morrison took control after Miz attacked Priest with the ref distracted. Priest came back with the bell clap, spinning heel kick, and some strikes and a broken arrow for a 2. Priest used a spinning kick off the top for a near fall. Morrison got a near fall with a roll-up before attempting a sliding kick, but Priest kicked the leg out from under Morrison. Priest then set it for the hit the lights, but Miz distracted the referee. Morrison countered and hit a crucifix pin, but the ref was still distracted by the Miz. The ref turned around to go for the count, but Priest kicked out. Priest followed this up with the hit the lights and picked up the victory to win the match and get to choose the stipulation for the upcoming match this weekend. Who then hits a second hit the lights as Miz just runs away and says, "Screw you, John." McIntyre and Lashley each shown warming up for their match later on tonight. They did try their best to make this seem like a big time match. Like they kept really hyping this up like it's a big deal main event match. So I'm glad that they did that in a way, trying to at least hype this match up, but it still was just a match. Like there was nothing special about it at all. Strowman approached Lashley as they went to break, and we didn't hear what they said. We then got a new Eva Marie video. She's modeling in the back. She said, "Some call me a model, but really I'm a supermodel, maybe even a super role model." Just talked about her fame and fortune from outside of WWE, and I go, other than being on Celebrity Big Brother, I literally didn't hear of a one thing Eva Marie did outside of WWE. I'm not even fucking joking. I didn't hear of one thing other than Celebrity Big Brother. And maybe I'm just not in the demo. But I didn't hear of anything she did that was like a big time, other than I think starting her own athletic line, like workout wear. Other than that, didn't hear of anything she did. that like really made her famous. Then got a rundown. No, Priest then approached Adam Pearce. He goes, so I won and I know what I want. I want a lumberjack match. And Adam Pearce's like, are you sure about that? He's like, yeah, you see what Miz likes to do. Miz likes to run away. But if it's a lumberjack match, Miz can't run away. The lumberjacks will just throw him back in the ring. And I go, yeah, we know how it works. I think Pearce knows how it works. Adnan Virk almost didn't know how it worked because he goes, well, Damien Priest has asked for it. He's asked for that lumberjack match. He's like, he's asked for the lumberjack match. And I go, yes, the lumberjack match. The lumberjack match. Whatever. And Pearce just goes, okay, if that's the stip you want, you can have it. Regardless, they then did a rundown of the card for WrestleMania Backlash. It's whatever. Doesn't seem like it's that great of a card, but it's whatever. We then go to our main event. It lasted roughly 13 and a half minutes. It was Drew McIntyre against Bobby Lashley. They fought back and forth until McIntyre hit an overhead suplex on the outside, belly to belly, crashing Bobby down hard. So after a break, Lashley hit a flatliner for a 2. McIntyre fought back and hit a big vertical suplex. Lashley knocked McIntyre off the apron before driving him into the ring post. Lashley went for a spear, but McIntyre chucked him into the turnbuckle. McIntyre hit consecutive overhead suplexes, a neckbreaker, headbutt, and a spinebuster for a 2. McIntyre went for a claymore, but Lashley knocked him down with a running body block. Lashley tried applying the hurt lock, but McIntyre did his best to block it, so Lashley suplexed him. McIntyre came right back to claymore kick, and at this point, Strowman's music would play. McIntyre's attention was then to the ramp, because you think, okay, Strowman's coming out, but Strowman came from behind. Grabs him, power slam, DQ finish. He lays out McIntyre. So Bobby's all happy. He's like, yeah, we did it. We took him out. And then all of a sudden, Strowman grabs Bobby, the power slam. And Vern goes, oh my God, Braun Strowman with the power slam. And I'm like, are you trying to say that's like the most devastating move in wrestling or something? He's like, oh my God, Braun Strowman with the power slam. Whatever, Virk. Strowman, again, power slams Lashley in the middle of the ring. Strowman then gave McIntyre another one for good measure before slamming Bobby Lashley through the barricade. Very reminiscent of their smash through the stage last year. Strowman then got in the ring and gave McIntyre one final slam for the showing off the air. And they said, you'll see these 3 guys face off this weekend for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania Backlash. So, we'll see how that goes. WrestleMania Backlash is this Sunday, live on Peacock in the United States. But now, I want to hear from you. I did forget to do a poll. Sorry about that, guys. But we still got the text messages. We got quite a few of them. Person here says, I want to tell you I love Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Thank you for that. Also love listening to your reviews. Appreciate that. As far as the Eva Marie comeback to the supermodel gimmick with her, will she have her own announcer or something? I don't think so. No need for that. The person says, I have missed Raw tonight because family emergency. I'm glad to be here. Hear you talk about it. Oh, hopefully everything is all right with your family. This person said, where's the 24/7 champ? Oh, give me 1 second and I'll tell you. Let's see. I'll tell you right now where the 24/7 champ is. He's on Raw Talk with Kayla Braxton. Even though fucking Kevin Patrick was at the show, Kayla is still hosting Raw Talk tonight with Truth. What the fuck? Why? Do they not like Kevin Patrick in that role? I mean, Kayla's an amazing host. Like, Kayla's perfect on Talking Smack with Paul Heyman. Great on Raw Talk with R-Truth. Maybe that's just her new thing. I don't know. But Truth's on Raw Talk. That's where he is. With his belt. They've just given up. He says, I honestly think RK Bro is one of the best things on Raw right now. Yeah, 100%. Who do you think will win the women's tag team title match Friday on SmackDown? I'm actually kind of torn on that one. I would like to see it be Tamina and Natty, but because they didn't win at WrestleMania, I'm like, why not give them the big WrestleMania win? So I honestly, it could be Shayna and Nia again. Because why have them win just on a random SmackDown when they could have won the titles at WrestleMania? Versus says, have you seen the WWE biographies on A&E? What are your thoughts? I have seen them. They're all really good. Even though a lot of the stories are kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of the stories are, I wouldn't say fake, but exaggerated. Especially some of the Piper stuff and some of the, what's it called? Randy Savage. I think the one that was the most like true to self was the Booker T one. We got Shawn Michaels this weekend. I totally forgot about that one. I literally thought it was going to be, because they didn't even say, or maybe I skipped the commercial, because I didn't even see a commercial for the next week's yesterday. But yeah, Shawn Michaels this weekend. It says, is there a reason why Raw has not been good after WrestleMania 37, and will Randy Orton and Matt Riddle win the Raw Tag Team titles anytime soon? Don't know. It's just not really been that good. I mean, even the SmackDown right after WrestleMania wasn't that great. Says, what reason to break up Hurt Business? Vince just thought it was time. Trust me. Nobody thought it was the right move. Bobby Lashley went to Vince and said, no, what are you doing? MVP went to Vince and said, please, no, what are you doing? So, yeah. No one thought it was the right move, but in the end, it is Vince's call. And that's what happened. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember to join us on social media. Follow us on social media. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. Also, remember, you can catch us tomorrow for the NXT review right here. Not same time, same place, but an hour earlier because it's not a fucking 3-hour show. But with that, yes, we will be live tomorrow for NXT right here on Twitch, right here on YouTube. Have a great rest of your Monday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.